right, perfecto. This is Dr. Karen Dunkley of Jamaica Diaspora Northeast. Make sure second in our phone a bit, because she has something to talk to about. It's Jamaica 60th, it's Reggae Month 2022, and it's Black History Month. What, Doc?
Boy, we big up, you know, we feel irie, we're doing well. A little snow, you know, a little snow, but we're not watching the face. We give thanks for life. Life is the greatest gift.
Yes. Where you going with what on your mind?
Boy, you know, may I tell you the truth, Miss MsBJPeart. I have to say it, you know, say it loud and say it proud. Every year we have Black History Month, right? And every year, well, not every year, but in recent times, BJ, we have spoken about. May I come my head now? How me look now?
Yes, no, you're good.
Look like I'm sure they come in on my camera, but it's all right. We'll do the thing. How me look? We did it?
Yes, because we want to make sure that we share across the world and say you look good and we then chop off the shit. All right, talk.
Yes, that is true. And so, women say now, Miss BJ is this. We need 100,000 signatures to ensure the exoneration of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Right Honorable. He's Jamaica's first national hero. He is a giant. He is the father of Black pride, Black power. Every individual who think of themselves as any kind of liberator of the people, fighting for justice. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they speak about and they speak to the work, they speak to the foundation, the Fred Hamptons, the Stokely Carmichaels, the contributions of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. What a lot of people don't realize, you know, Brenda, is simply this. It's that Garvey was a young man, you know, we look at him and boy, they dressed so stoic back then. But he was really a young man. He and his wife, they were in their 20s. And I had a conversation with his granddaughter in Zingo as we are prepping for our event on February 20th, sponsored by Jamaica Nationals Association. It is their event. Dr. Elaine Knight, Reverend Noel Godfrey. And during the prep session, she was really talking to us and saying that Marcus Garvey made such a sacrifice, he and his wife, for the movement. And so, Brenda, for me, this is personal being a Garveyite, because it cannot be that we only need 100,000 signatures and we cannot get these signatures. So we have to get the signatures. We have to sell off, and anybody can sign, Brenda. JusticeForGarvey.org. You don't have to be Jamaican. You don't have to. You do not. For those who don't understand lingo, you do not have to reside in the United States. You don't have to live in America. You can live anywhere in the world. So you can domicile anywhere across the globe. You can absolutely sign the petition, JusticeForGarvey.org. It's the number 4, Garvey.org.
What does it mean to be a Garveyite?
Self-love, Black self-love.
Generations who they've grown up with Black Star. They've grown up seeing the flag. They've grown up hearing about the colors. But they don't know what does it mean in 2022 to be a Garveyite. How do you actually express that?
A Garveyite for me, Brenda, first of all, is liberation of mind, right? And so this knowing who we are, knowing a tree, right? If we don't have a knowledge of our past history, origin, and culture. So that self-liberation, the mental liberation is key. That Black pride, Black empowerment, up in mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. That being Black is not a badge of shame, but rather a badge of honor, of national greatness. These are all the words and the legacy. So if you look at all the different successes of Black people across the world, possible only because before there was a Black Lives Matter movement. There was Marcus Mosiah Garvey saying black economics, black liberation, black families, black communities, black freedom. And that is what it means to me to be a Garveyite.
He went everywhere. He was in the fields. He was in Ecuador at the this and that. I said, Solomon Grandpa got to Ecuador. Garvey, they got Ecuador with them too. They go look at the conditions of the working. You know, we keep forgetting that it's not that far removed. It's not that far removed.
You know, Brenda,
so
that's right. Say that again. Say that many people them here, Brenda, not that far removed. Because we tend to think like, especially, you know, our children and grandchildren, but everything that they speak about, they sing in the music. You know, when we see these millionaires and these billionaires who are black, the foundation of that is the liberation of Garvey. That's a liberation, right? It's a foundation of the struggle. And that is why the struggle continues. And that is what amplifies and strengthens the struggle, because the foundation, the philosophies, the teachings have been strong.
How do you bring the current, all right, say, well, we know that we're having these budding entrepreneurs at very early ages, but we know they're also guided by parents, this, that, and the other. That 15 to 23-year-old, I know it's a wide stretch, but it's how do we empower them to make their own tables? Because a lot are having a problem with other people's tables, and they're growing up now, and now that they have gone through these 2 years of pandemic and finding that, oh, I got an inner hustle in me. But they didn't have the internet back then to go make something in the house and quick sell online. You had to hit the street. So some are forgetting that gap. And I like to go out and touch stuff. I can't order everything online. So I figure we have to level out at some point. But that young person now, how do we prepare them to be that next layer of Garvey? I mean, is everybody just on this individual mode? Where's the collective consciousness? Shouldn't we been able to get Black Star up and running?
Listen, Brenda, we have to teach our children. And sometimes, you know, as adults, we can't even teach our children because we don't know the story. We don't know the origin story. So we can't pass it on. So we have to teach other communities pass their stories on. And in Africa, they have a wise saying that we have to remember the songs, the words of the songs of our sisters, so we can sing them back to her when she forgets them. And Mr. Brenda, we need to remember the words of our ancestors, of our giants, so we can sing the words back to our people and our children when they forget them, because the only way for them to walk in that consciousness is to give them that consciousness. They have to own it now, just like we owned it in our 20s. Like Garvey, look how young Malcolm X was. Look how young, look how early they died. Right? And so when we talk about the black, the red, and the green, to really understand what the colors mean and why the colors were chosen, when we talk about just the teachings and why it is that it was so fundamental to the struggle, they have to be able to talk about those teachings like they're singing a song. Like we're writing this story on the pages of our heart. Our history lives on our heart. It don't live in a book. We put it in a book to memorialize it, but the history lives. It lives in our heart. And we, as the adults, those who know it, we have to bring the other adults, because not every adult know it. And then we have to ensure that our children understand it, because the hope truly lies in the young people who can find, listen, Brenda, look at you. There's social media now. So to your point, there was this gap, but little nuggets could make little videos. There are little TikToks on the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Here's a man who gave his life and his wife. They gave their lives over to a movement. And so it has to matter. So we need 100,000 signatures, because we know if you look throughout history, every great liberator, either they incarcerate them, then put them in a prison, they shoot them, them kill them, they malign them. And they don't become heroes until they are dead, or until we revise history to understand their importance. So we know that Garvey, Marcus Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero, what he has given the world. Now we're asking you, sign the petition, Justice for Garvey. Justice, the number 4 Garvey.org. Justiceforgarvey.org.
What is the exoneration that we're seeking? What is this? Because some are going to say, okay, what are we doing with this exoneration? It's exonerating him from what?
First of all, we know, those of us who are Garveyite we know that Garvey did not do anything wrong, right? And so we understand the plan and the plot of the enemy to malign our heroes and our freedom fighters. And this is not an unusual case. So we need to exonerate him from what we call the Babylon system that would seek to impugn his legacy and his reputation and trump up some charges. We have seen men in recent times, you're talking about him to this and to that. Look at what people have been pardoned who are no liberators, have not contributed to the depth and breadth of humanity as a Marcus Garvey did, and they have been pardoned. So we're not asking for a pardon, because a pardon in itself suggests guilt. We're saying exoneration and using the word intention. So Garvey never do nothing wrong. Garvey never do nothing wrong. All him did was stand up for black rights and black justice, equal rights and justice, and black liberation and black freedom and black love. Black love is the most radical and revolutionary idea we could ever have, hold, and live. And that is why we're saying exoneration and not pardon. And we're saying exonerate the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Boom. Boom. I would just say, Chrissy done there. Chrissy said black happiness, black love, black health, black wellness, and black who? And black revelation. Black is beautiful. Hello, people of pleasant and warm Jamaican. Good afternoon to you. She love calling Madam Ambassador, you see? That the one down the cheering league. Arthur said, Dr. Karen should just chat to you. You are a gold standard. Indeed, she is. You've heard Dr. Dunkley speak on behalf of the diaspora. You've heard Dr. Dunkley speak on behalf of education. You see the fierceness what the lion just bring me look a while ago? Me never always see the side of Dr. Dunkley at all. 100,000 signatures. If you can sit up there and rack up millions of views, and you know which little debate me I talk about, because I don't know, I watch all week, will come through for Black Power. So we're going to make sure you take this video and you share it, and share it wide. Put it in your TikTok. Put it in your WhatsApp. Put it everywhere. Justice for Garvey. 100,000 signatures.org. Justice for number 4 Garvey.org. 100,000 signatures. Come, you know, see what Dr. Dunkley are doing now. The talk is on when? The 20th?
Yes, it's at 20th, 4 p.m. to 5:30, Brenda. And MsBJPeart, we want everyone to sign up at Jamaica Nationals Association, JNA.org. You can find the information there. You can also go to my public page at DrKarren. My Karen has 2 R's, at Dr. Karen, and you'll see the flyer posted for the Garvey, celebrating him, honoring him, and really talking about his contributions. Listen, we have his granddaughter in Zinga Garvey. Read it out now, MsBJPeart. Read out, everybody will go come on, because this year thing you're going to turn up, you know. We're not forget to speak it, but we have to talk right to the people so the people understand us.
Now, this is the Sunday, February 20th. 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Now listen, them not up on CP time, them are gonna start on time. You know why? Because Her Excellency Audrey Marks will be there. Dr. Karen Dunkley, let's see, in Zinga Garvey, everybody have Willie Paletta behind them name, you know. So this is high powered. Okay, Ambassador Curtis Ward. Why me can't say that? I love the one, yeah. Ambassador Andrew Jackson Young. I've always loved him. Early revolutionary. Let's see the Reverend Joseph. Why I can't say Reverend Joseph name it has structure upon me. The special guest. But either way, this is about we don't want to leave the young lady out. Well, no. Never find one better picture.
The man is her name. And That's Imani Williams, and she is a freshman. And notice, MsBJPeart, that we're intentional. This focus on our young people, the younger generation, because we have to ensure and pass on the Garvey legacy. And this is what we're talking about, not just words, but action, that they are indeed part of the conversation.
The contributions of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey to our world with focus on posthumous exoneration. About the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero, was born in St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne, on August 17, 1887, deceased June 10th, June 10th, 1940 in London, England. Marcus Garvey was an outstanding and influential civil rights and anti-colonial leader of the early 20th century. His movement, founded in 1914, the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which espoused Black pride and Black self-reliance, economic independence, and Black unity, garnered unprecedented support around the world. The impact of his legacy still reverberates globally today. In May 1923, Garvey was unjustly convicted of mail fraud in relation to the operation of his signature program for Black economic independence, the Black Star Line. He was sent to prison and later deported to Jamaica. Consequently, his global movement for racial and economic justice never again regained its previous level of momentum and growth. It's time. To find out more about the initiative dedicated to gathering 100,000 signatures to request an official response from the White House and President Biden for posthumous exoneration of Marcus Garvey, visit www.justiceforgarvey.org. The collection of signatures will commence on February 1st, 2022, in line with Black History Month, and will continue for a 30-day period ending on March 2nd, 2022. Visit us on Facebook at JNADC, which is the organization that you said. Who is it?
Jamaican Nationals Association. And just a shout out to our good friend Dr. Knight. And Chrissy Dawn, big up, enough respect. Justice, the number 4, where you have FOR, the number 4, Garvey.org. Chrissy Dawn, thank you so much for posting. And we're just asking everyone here, Brenda, to sign the petition. And thanks. And Brenda, as many lives as we can do. You know, somebody will go live. All the time, but listen, social media is the new media, and we have to leverage it when we need to get certain actions. Yeah.
Yes, it is our drum, and we have to play the drum necessarily. Share,
yes.
Share. I'm gonna take the same something on Instagram, the same something drop on YouTube, the same something drop on LinkedIn. You can take one apple and spread it round. We are gonna spread it round. Remember, we have a month. 100,000. If you can watch all them there, there's something there, you can make sure say you watch this and put everybody have email, everybody have phone. Share. Make sure your grandpitney have it too. Everybody.
Yes. Especially because, boy, just our HBCUs and our grandchildren, they absolutely, man. One, yes. Look at that. Dr. Andreen Butts on coming out to New York.
Yes. This morning. What the heck is that? What is it? 7 HBCUs had bomb threats this morning? You know, a threat to the actual liberation of mine, and don't act like someone who know. Say, me left Jamaica and never know about HBCUs. When in fact, enough track people didn't know about HBCUs, and enough people who did upon a full educational realm. Because me leaving a first farm, me never get to know. Because I had no idea about HBCU life when I came into Brooklyn. I had none. And when then you look and see how many West Indians, how many Jamaicans, Caribbean people, diaspora people have actually been educated in HBCUs, I feel denied. But me know, I'm going to make everybody know.
That is right, Brenda. And I think, guess what, Brenda, now, we as Black people, self-love, that is what Garvey is teaching, self-love and self-appreciation. Once upon a time, we don't want to go to HBCU, we want to go to other college. And now we realize that our HBCUs are just as great, just as magnificent. They are just as excellent as other institutions. I personally did not attend the HBCU, and Andreen Bonner is on big up, and Christidon, and big up to Marvelyn and Twinkle, but I wanted to go to Howard University, and I did apply to Howard University, but for whatever the reasons did not end up there because, you know, we could not afford it at the time. But needless to say, there are so many affordable HBCUs and so many opportunities now for different kinds of scholarships. So HBCUs, send man, go, make us support our own.
Dr. K, I need your look opinions. May I have you here now? Rejection is the preparation for elevation. Give me your thoughts. Rejection,
you know,
is the preparation for elevation.
Listen, Brenda, that is such a powerful statement. So many of us were rejected and did not realize that what was meant for evil turned out for good, because we got up to something bigger and better than we could have imagined for ourselves, right? For those of us who grew up in a biblical tradition, it says, for you do not know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to elevate you, plans to amplify you. And so sometimes when we're rejected, we take it so personal in the moment because we cannot see the depth and the breadth of the magnificent of the plans that God, who created us, that God has. And so that rejection sometimes, oftentimes, many times, turn out for good. And we have to get on our knees and say, thank you, God, for that rejection, because that rejection was amplification. That rejection was my magnification. That rejection was my elevation.
Yes, 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 yes. What, Dr. Dunkley, we have to go talk at least once a month, because them notes of them I want you back here, so them now make me forget that one here. Again,
and thank you so much.
Garvey, we have a month. Pardon?
Yeah, it's 30 days. We're hoping by February 20th, by the time we get to the event sponsored by Jamaica Nationals Association, that we will have the 100,000 signatures. Brenda, we shouldn't be struggling to get to 100,000 signatures. We don't need 30 days. We think 20 days is enough. This is day one. Let's do it. Let's even challenge ourselves to 10 days. Come on, come on. We stream videos. If I didn't want sex video, we stream it home. Times we need to get to 100,000 signatures for Garvey. Let's make it sexy. Get to 100,000 signatures for the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
It has been my honor and absolute pleasure to host Dr. Karen Dunkley of Jamaica Diaspora Northeast. Here we is in what? Reggae Month 2022 in Jamaica 60th. Oi, oh wait, Diaspora Conference come on and go on before.
Yes, yes, we just gave our updates, the Northeast Voice on Jamaicans.com, and Diaspora Conference turn up this year. The theme, Reigniting a Nation, June 14 to 16, 2022. Brenda, is a hybrid conference, you know, MsBJPeart, a hybrid conference this year, and Dr. Andreen Bono, who is just a phenomenal author. Brenda, you have to have author Andreen Bono one of the days. We'll definitely post on your page, and we're looking forward to everyone here. Chrissy Dunn, make sure, Twinkle, author Andreen, that you come out to the Diaspora Conference June 14th to 16th in Jamaica or online.
In Jamaica. June not too far. Hush, me not talk now. Anyway, justiceforgarvey.org. Justiceforgarvey.org. If you don't do anything else, share this video, share the link, justiceforgarvey.org. Dr. Dunkley, it's been my absolute pleasure and honor.
Walk good, enough respect. Happy Black History Month.
Peace.